reaction and review. Oh boy. Tonight, guys, we're checking out an animated film from 2015. That movie is My Little Pony Equestria Girls Friendship Games. Yay! Anyway, I don't have any words, guys. I've already watched the first two films in this abhorrently terrible series. If you want to know my thoughts on those, the videos should still be up on YouTube. And apparently, even fans of this particular spin-off think that this movie sucks. People whose standards are so low that they thought that Rainbow Rocks was good hate this thing. And Rainbow Rocks was a fucking abortion of bad bullshit. So, if this thing is bad compared to that, oh my god, I am in for a fucking car wreck. I have no hope here, guys. I don't. I really fucking don't. Why? Because it's My Little Pony. And as much as the bronies want to demand that I enjoy this fucking franchise, as much as they tell me, oh, well, you have to skip past the first season because the first season sucks. Oh, well, the ones with the humans are kind of shit because it's not as much fun to beat off the humans as it is the horses. Whatever stupid reasons they give, I find no joy in watching this shit. The only solace I have is that this thing is only about an hour and 10 minutes long, so at least thank fuck my misery will be short-lived. There is no way in hell this thing is going to be any fucking good. I can feel that before I've even started. So now it's time to figure out just how bad this thing is. The only way I'm going to find out what kind of a car wreck I'm in for is if I shut up and I push play. And as much as I don't want to, I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and cringe to My Little Pony Equestria Girls Friendship Games. You know, guys, you'd think, at the very least, the music would get tolerable as we work our way towards the third film, but no. No, it's the same kind of irredeemably shit pop crap that's been in every other film in this series. I guess I really shouldn't have had hope there. I shouldn't have hoped that there might have been at least some fucking effort put into the music, but no, of course not. Let's just fucking laze out on it and just put out even more garbage. God damn. This is gonna be a sucky, shitty, painful hour, guys. I can feel it right now. I'm really sorry, guys, that the only thing I can talk about right now is the music. But there's no fucking story to really talk about. Oh, so the totally not the motherfucking Olympics is coming to the school. Oh, and they're playing against their rivals because suddenly they have a rival school now. And Twilight happens to go to that school. Somehow. But you know what? I don't care about any of that. Because that sounds like a really boring goddamn plot. And they keep feeding us more of these shitty songs. You know, I think these movies would probably be a little bit more tolerable if they weren't musicals. If they weren't musicals and they actually tried to just tell a fucking story. Maybe put a shred of effort into trying to craft a story, as opposed to, you know, half-assing a story and then shoehorning in bullshit in order to try to pad it out to a feature-length runtime. God, this honestly is going to be worse than I fucking thought, guys. Sorry, guys, if I haven't been able to say anything. This movie really hasn't done anything of interest. About the only thing we have is Twilight has some pendant that can track magic and apparently steal it for reasons that will probably not be properly or adequately explained. God damn. You know, this movie would probably be a lot better, guys, if it wasn't so mind-numbingly dull. There's literally no effort in this fucking writing. I mean, this is vastly worse than the previous two. I didn't even think that'd be fucking possible, but yeah, this fucking sucks. I can't believe how bad this really is, guys. No, I'm not even saying bad on the usual standards of My Little Pony. This is bad beyond those standards. This is so painfully fucking dull. There's not a damn thing going on. The only thing we've got is this retarded magic stealing plot. And that is not enough. I mean, well, it probably would be if the writers knew what the fuck they were doing. But no. For the last 20 minutes, hasn't been a single goddamn thing. And I'm getting real tired of it. God damn it, I really want this thing to fucking end now. I've got, another... Thank God, I've got less than 20 minutes left. It's almost done. Yes! At least that's some good news. Well, guys, that was My Little Pony Equestria Girls friendship games. Fucking hell, I wish I was dead. Okay. Before I get started, I want to make a rule here. I'm going to say that from this point forward, My Little Pony, no matter what the movie, no matter what the franchise, no matter what the fucking circumstance, My Little Pony is banned from reaction and review. I've given this fucking worthless shitbag franchise 3 goddamn chances, and they have shit the bed every single time. I am not giving them a 4th chance. Fuck, I even gave Shark Films a 4th fucking try before I banned them. That should tell you how bad this shit was. So, you probably already know my thoughts on this, but what the hell, I'm going to attempt to elaborate a little bit, because, I feel like elaborating. This film's biggest problem, and this has been a problem going back to the first Equestria Girls movie, is the writing. The fact that our characters are shallow, worthless pieces of shit. The fact that our conflict is uninteresting and dull. The fact that this thing is padded out with horrendous songs and scenes that go on for far too long. Guys, there is barely enough story here to make a 30-minute episode of a fucking show, much less an hour and 10-minute movie, okay? And, it has moments where you stop and you think for a minute, and it dawns on you that certain things here make no fucking sense. For instance, so Twilight, the Twilight sparkle in this world apparently finds some weird energy signatures coming from Canterlot High, which happen to be all the magic that's been festering in the world since the first film. And don't know how the hell she found this strange energy. Don't know why she cares about it, but she builds this little pendant. Well, the fucker's like this goddamn big. It's this big goddamn pendant, which is supposed to track this energy, but she built it like a fucking locket for reasons that are never fully explained, and somehow, because she apparently didn't build it to do this, it also absorbs all of that energy. And, of course, it's stealing everybody's magic because the weird energy, because the strange energy signature is all the goddamn magic. There's also a subplot about how everybody's pony ears and tail and occasionally wings are magically showing up, and nobody fucking knows why, even though a viewer with even 2 brain cells to rub the fuck together can tell it's because they're at their purest form of happiness, blah, 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 and it causes them to pony up, yada, yada, yada. And of course that's the only time that the magic can be sucked in, and at one point Twilight turns evil because she's forced to release the magic from her pendant, even though she didn't build it to take in energy, so why the fuck would she know how to release it from the pendant? How the fuck do you build something like that and then not know how it functions? That just blows my goddamn mind. Oh, but anyway, it turns her evil, and naturally, shouting friendship and blasting her with rainbow friendship magic is, of course, the fix, because it's My Little Pony. The fix is always just screaming friendship and then throwing rainbow friendship magic at it, because fuck you if you want something different. God damn, this writing was awful. I will say, though, a little bit of a silver fucking lining on the bleak, dark cloud that was writing. They finally created a character I actually kind of liked. And it's one of the characters at Canterlot's rival school. Apparently Canterlot High has a rival school now because, fuck actually coming up with something interesting. No. We're just going to give them a rival school out of left field. I think the character's name was Sugarcoat, and contrary to her name, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She is a massive, blunt dickhead, which sounds like someone I kind of know, not totally sure who. Maybe I just liked her because I myself am a massive, blunt dickhead. I don't fucking know. But hey, at least it was one interesting character out of a cast of, 30 fucking characters? At least there was one who was kind of interesting. And she was a massive douche. But anyway, boy. Oh, and of course, besides the whole lesson of friendship is awesome, they try to throw in this lesson about how you have to have friends, you cannot be fucking alone, and that being a loner is shit. Yeah, that's just sort of like that. They're sort of like forced in there, and it really doesn't feel like it belongs in there in all fucking seriousness. The writing here, guys, was terrible. However, though, I am going to say that it's terrible if you're somebody in their fucking 30s and actually looking for decent writing. If you're part of this, if you're part of this franchise's target audience and you're under the fucking age of 10, you're probably not going to care. You're probably going to actually adore this thing. So I cannot give the writing too much hassle, because at least it sort of does its job, and the target audience is probably going to be really into it, and that's fine. But really, guys, the writing is probably the one real sin I can grant this thing, because, once more, acting. As I said with the previous films, the acting isn't terrible. The acting here is actually rather decent, which is stunning considering how horrible the fucking script is. If you hand an actor a shitty script, oftentimes they'll usually just try to phone it in. This cast actually tried, and that blows my goddamn mind every single time. Because if I was handed something this fucking terrible, I really don't think I'd be able to put any feeling into it. But our cast did, and that is amazing. So kudos to our cast for trying to polish a fucking turd and turning in performances that are decent. But of course, that's the acting. Why don't we touch on singing for a second? Because for the third straight film, they have insisted on making these movies musicals. Why? Because apparently children aren't going to pay any goddamn attention unless the thing's a fucking musical. And similar to the previous two films, the songs are absolutely identical, inter-fucking-changeable, soulless, vapid pop bullshit. And again, the target audience is probably going to absolutely love that, because it's the kind of shit that is usually made for people under the age of 10. So, hey, rock on there. But if you have even the slightest bit of taste, even fans of the soulless, shallow pop music that plays on the fucking radio are not going to like this shit. It is that soulless, it is that shallow, it is that bad. And the singers all sound like they don't fucking care. I saw on the credits, I saw them credit at least 3 fucking singers, which is startling considering the fact that they all sound the fucking same. So makes me wonder why the fuck get 3 fucking singers if they all sound so friggin' similar. You could have cast one and just had them sing in 3 different keys. Jesus Christ. Animation. You know, I kind of sort of complained about the animation in the second movie being really janky, really shit. Here, the animation was, at least for the most part, smooth. One thing jumped out, though, and it's something that I never thought I'd have to talk about here. It has to do with coloring. It has to do with the coloration on some characters. At one point, Rainbow Dash is given some kind of like a pep speech to the school, because apparently they've never won the friendship games, and Crystal Prep is like just wailed on them time after time after time. So she's on stage and she's trying to talk about how we are going to win, and we're going to win. And in the wide shots, her ponytail is so fucked up in terms of color. It's incredibly pixely. I probably wouldn't have noticed that if the DVD would actually have played in my fucking laptop, but apparently my laptop did not want to work this thing. So I had to throw it in my Blu-ray player. So I'm watching it on a 40-inch TV, and it fucking converted the picture to 1080p, so I saw all the pixely, janky bullshit in terms of wide angles and characters with multi-fucking colored hair. It's most noticeable on Rainbow Dash, but any other character who has more than 2 colors in their fucking hair, it looks awful in wide shots. I don't know why it's only in wide shots and it looks fine close up. It just does. And I couldn't even focus on what the fuck was being said, because I was sitting there looking at it, and you just see, like, the hair, and you'll just see this, like, big, like, blob of pixely red shit, a small space, and then a single red pixel in these wide shots, and it's all, like, framed with this janky blue outline. It looked like shit. And it kind of sort of looks like something that they would have fixed after, like, the first pass. That literally looked like test fucking footage, and that they were gonna fix the color, later. However, though, outside of those minor problems, outside of, like, the, like, couple instances where the coloring and the line work in wide shots is shit, everything else at least looks fine, at least by the standards of a show that's animated in Flash. This thing is fine. I mean, it's not great. It's certainly fucking better than the previous film, but that's not saying a whole fuckload of much. Let me think. Is there anything else I can really talk about? I will say that. No. Oh yeah, well, I can say that the sound mix is decent. Had to kind of think about that one there for a minute. The sound mix is decent. Special effects, there is a little bit of CG, because as Twilight's retarded pendant thing is sucking up people's magic, it's occasionally opening up portals which look as if they were done in CG. Not talking Flash, I'm talking done in, like, a proper CG editing or a CG rendering setup and then dumped into the shot. Some of those look kind of shit and sort of cheap. However, I am not going to fault them much on that, because, oh well, it still fucking looks a hell of a lot better than, a lot of the other god-awful CG I've seen from, 2015 in low-budget outings. And because this is a fucking children's film, kids aren't going to care about it. So I fucking notice it. I'm not going to give a shit about it, though. Really, guys, can I recommend friendship games? If you're a fan of the franchise, yes. Specifically, if you're a fan of the fucking Equestria Girls franchise, by all means, check it out, because while it is certainly the worst out of all three, it's not really the worst by much. And if you like the previous two, you're probably going to like this, because it's more of the fucking same. If you're not under the age of 10, and you're not a sad, pathetic brony, you're gonna hate this thing. I know, because I'm living fucking proof. This movie was crap. It was shit from start to finish. It had terrible writing. It had terrible singing, awful fucking music. Really, guys, it's just a waste of an hour and 10 minutes, and there's no way I could possibly recommend this. I will say that it is better than the previous film's DVD, because at least this one was edited properly. I got so many comments about how that apparently was fixed in later pressings of that fucking second movie's DVD, but it doesn't stop the fact that the one I was sent was fucked up. So I'm still going to hold that against it. At least this thing was properly coded on the fucking disc. Still don't know why it wouldn't play on my laptop. Perhaps maybe my laptop is actually set up fucking standards and just looked at me and said, fuck you. I don't fucking know. But no, I cannot recommend this if you are not familiar with the franchise, or if you, like me, just straight up don't fucking like the franchise. This thing was a goddamn waste. Holy shit. I need to go cleanse my palate a little bit. I need to go watch something decent. Let me see what I got in my Blu-ray collection here. Let's see. Mother's Day. Why not? I'm going to go watch Mother's Day. I'm going to go watch the classic trauma film Mother's Day, because I feel like it. Frankly, almost anything is better than this. I would say I'll just go watch another fucking musical, but after watching this, I'm thoroughly sick. Actually, after this month, I'm thoroughly sick of musicals for a fucking while. Because with this, and Rainbow Rocks, and Gem, and creating Rem fucking Lazar, I'm sick of musicals. fuck musicals right now. Which is funny, because I think next month I got another 4 musicals. God. Fuck. Anyway, guys, with that we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.